After we'd chosen Irene Tracy as our new Vice-Chancellor at Oxford, and she's the fifth Vice-Chancellor that I've worked with while I've been Chancellor, I said to her that once she'd got settled in the job, which she has done, of course, with considerable skill and great warmth, I'd like to talk to her about my own position as Chancellor. It's actually been the custom that Chancellors go on until they die. And I think in the 21st century, it doesn't make great sense that the university has no say in when there's a change in the Chancellor position, and when it has to depend on the Almighty to make the decision. And I said to Irene, I'd prefer to finish with a farewell dinner rather than with a memorial service, which I wouldn't know very much about. It is different these days. It does involve a lot more energy and stamina. I'm kept on the road by some wonderful cardiologists. It takes me longer to read things. I read mostly on a Kindle now and have difficulty reading my own handwriting. So there were personal reasons why I thought it was probably a sensible time to give myself a bit of a break, even though I love Oxford, and even though being Chancellor of Oxford has been one of the most important things in my pretty varied life. But there's also, I think, really important reasons for the university. First of all, I think it's important that there should be a fresh set of opinions, a fresh way of doing things at the top, because things change so rapidly, and things have changed hugely as far as universities are concerned in the last few years. I was Chancellor of a university before this at Newcastle, and that was dealing with the end of the period after the Robbins report, when the government paid for more than a doubling of students by pretty well halving the amount of support for every student. And that was starting to make life really difficult for universities. So the government 20 odd years ago changed the system, and we've now got one which is again running out of road, which mixes to a degree market solutions and government subsidy. And it does so in a way which is no longer working, no longer, to use an awful cliche, fit for purpose. So it's a time when we need to be thinking afresh about how to fund our universities, fund students in a way which doesn't put impossible burdens on them, and fund the universities, not least research. We are well placed. We're well placed because of wonderful academic leadership over the last few years, with 5 Vice-Chancellors while I've been Chancellor. We're placed very well because of the generosity of our benefactors, who I want to regard as part of our university community, and who I want to thank particularly warmly as well. We're well placed because of the quality of our research and teaching of our academic staff, despite the fact that one of the challenges we actually have is how we can pay our younger academic staff better for the important work they do. But I think we have a role to play in leading the argument and the debate about what should happen to higher education. And I think the governance of the university deserves to be able to choose whoever's going to do this job for the next, well, maybe 21 years. Though good luck if that's the decision. So what I proposed to the Vice-Chancellor and the Registrar, and they've now discussed it with the Council, is that I should step down at the end of this academic year, probably. Times change even in Oxford, and I think it's time for the Chancellor to change as well. I have loved Oxford. It's been, in many respects, the most important and enjoyable thing I've done. It's taught me so much about the difference between an argument and a quarrel. It's taught me about tolerance and moderation. It's taught me how much universities represent and reflect the values of open, liberal societies, which are so important. I will want certainly to be able to thank all those who've helped me so much, who've worked so hard for me, and who've become friends over the last 21 years. And for us to say, maybe not goodbye, but au revoir.